Hey guys, new location. It's not a new location actually, it's still my house, but I'm actually downstairs because today I'm going to talk about my record collection, which started out very small and then recently and rapidly grew very large. When I was in Asbury Park with Sylvia, I bought myself my first 3 records, and I wasn't gonna buy any records. I knew I eventually wanted records, but I was like, I don't have a record player at the moment or anything, so I wasn't planning on buying anything. But then I saw this Jewel, which is an Ayyyyy record for her Watermark album, and I actually listen to this like when I do homework and stuff. So I thought, you know, if there's any record that I would, you know, get my money's worth of, it'd be a record I would listen to when I was doing homework. Because a lot of music that I love, and I would love on record, I was thinking, well, but those still have words, so I don't really listen to that when I do homework. And I was trying to think of a reason to justify it for myself or why I could bring it to school. And then I saw it was only $5, so it was like sold. It was a done deal. Done deal, you know, kaput. And then in the $1 bin, Sylvia found these for me. Sound of Music, Mary Poppins, Julie Andrews, and I mean, how could I not buy them? And I like that these are, the Ayyyyy one's pretty new. Like, I don't think anyone else has really ever used it. It came in plastic and everything, versus the Sound of Music. You probably can't tell from back here, but it, you know, it is old. Not necessarily, it has some dust, but it has some like cracks a little bit. But then when I tested it, it kind of just had that old fun like crackly music sound. So I was still I'm still very excited about it. I think it still sounds amazing. Like when I was testing it on my new system, which I'll talk about later, mind blown, heart blown, everything's perfect. And it's all my hippie music dreams could ever want. So then that was 3 records. I knew eventually, you know, still didn't have a record player at this point. But I decided it was time I was going to start looking for more as opportunity arose. I did make a list of albums that I thought I would buy on vinyl and spend like, say, full price for. And I tried to think of albums that I really liked pretty much every single song on there. Not just like some of them, but all of them. But I still haven't actually bought any of those yet. Then I went to the turnover sale, which is kind of like a giant garage sale in my town. And I bought, I think, 7 more records. They were all kind of in a spot, but now they're all over the place. But these were records that they cost more money. Oh no, well, they were all pretty much actually still $1. Where's, one sec. I bought these records at the turnover sale. I was trying to still think of mostly practical CDs, practical vinyls that I could listen to, like classical stuff, got like 1812. So I got a Gershwin, or Rhapsody in Blue, and American Paris. You know, classical, hiccups, because classical music is still something that I listen to when I do homework as well, not just Ayyyyy. But then I was sucked in. We got from Billy Joel, more Disney. I love my Disney princesses, and not only do I like music from Sleeping Beauty, but I just thought this was like beautiful album art, and you know, it's classic. It's I don't know, is it vintage? I'm not sure, but I'm a Disney sucker, so of course I was buying it. Fantasia. Yeah, so basically I said that I had put my collection maybe about 10 records, so I thought it was time to really dedicate myself to finding a record player. And this was all towards the beginning, middle-ish period of the summer, maybe June. So it had been some time into the summer, but I hadn't started working yet or anything. So I knew I probably wasn't going to be buying anything until after I at least made a little bit of money, so that I wasn't just spending money I hadn't made yet. Thankfully, my dad got really on top of everything and really helped me out. I didn't really give him like a price range, but he knew about what size speakers I wanted. He knew that, you know, I liked Bluetooth and wireless, you know, the essential details. And he found me these beautiful speakers that you can't see, but I'll include a little clip of. And they're so, first of all, they're cute, which I'm an aesthetic person. I like things that look nice, and they're small, but the sound is mighty. Plus, Dad's letting me take his old subwoofer, so the sound is even mightier. Though the subwoofer is much bigger than my two speakers. Like, I feel like I could fit like 10 speakers, maybe not 10, but a lot of my little speakers now in the subwoofer. Anyways, so I got my new speakers from B&H, and I got a turntable, Audio Technica, which makes me feel official. Not sure how official it really is, but we pretend, right? Anyways, so it is just like a turntable. It's not a turntable. It doesn't have its own speaker system built into it, so I need the external speakers or something to plug it into, or it's not going to, like, it'll still turn, but I'm not going to hear anything. So I did commit in that sense to get the speakers and the turntable together, because I could have spent money, probably potentially like more or less depending on how big or whatever I wanted, on a turntable that was going to have its own speakers built in, but I really want that better stereo sound. So I thought I might as well invest more money now, and then later on I will need to, deal with it. So I unfortunately didn't really plan on this video, so nothing's very sorted. But I'm going to talk about how my exciting new finds, which, well, I did not find them, but there's this box and there's another box on the floor. And that's because my grandparents, who I had asked them earlier if they had any records or old record players, like, let me know. And at first they thought they had nothing. Eventually they did find a turntable, but the needle was broken. So I bought my own new one after that anyway, so it's fine. But they found these two giant boxes full of records, and I wish I had something to document, like, how excited. I wanted to get a picture, but I was in the rafters when I found out about all these records, because, I mean, these are like real, genuine old records that my grandparents had, so I think that's really cool, really fun. And not necessarily that the music's all something that I may listen to, but it just greatly expanded my palette and my collection when I never would have done that for myself. And some of the music I was genuinely really excited about, like Fiddler on the Roof, a bunch of musicals they have in there, South Pacific, They're the Wizard of Oz, more classical music, and I like that. So now I have two 1812s now, which is kind of funny, but they're not by the same orchestra, so they may still have a different vibe. I probably won't be bringing both of them to school or anything, but it's nice to have that kind of like funky variety. What's another one I was looking at? I was thinking about Sinatra, the Mamas and the Papas. That's kind of fun. Simon and Garfunkel. Oh, this one got me super stoked. It's Shakespeare, Hamlet. I'm not sure when I will ever have the time to dedicate all the hours to sitting down and listening to Hamlet, but you never know when it could come in handy. Maybe I'm sick one day and I'm really feeling like Shakespeare, but I don't want to watch something. Maybe my head's hurting, I'd rather just lie down. I can listen to Hamlet. And maybe that sounds really lame, but I love Shakespeare. I'm a fan of Hamlet, so I'm very happy. It was a real little treasure trove to find. Though it wasn't very hard. I think it was on top of the box. I didn't do any like delving or anything at all. Something I found very entertaining was, where's the box? My grandparents and I literally I bought this at the turnover sale. This is the soundtrack for Saturday Night Fever. I watched this at school on like a special screening, and I thought it was such a cool experience, and I liked the music and everything, that I thought, I'm gonna spend money and get this because it has like memories for me, and I just like it. My grandparents actually the exact same thing, so I literally have two of the exact same thing. I'm probably going to keep the one I ended up buying just because I spent my money on it, and not that it was that expensive, but I'm kind of picky that way. But I do plan on listening to both of them and seeing if there's like a quality difference. As I kind of mentioned already, I don't really mind little old crackles or anything. If there's a really big scratch maybe and the sound just sounds horrible on one of the records, because it is a 2-record thing, maybe I'll like swap one out, get the best mix. But I just think it's really fun that me and my grandparents both have the exact same record. Just like, oh, that's funny. Especially because this came out in 1977. So, you know, I got it as like a memorabilia thing, but like maybe they got it more like when they actually like discovered it and liked it. It's just kind of crazy to think like when I'm listening to these records, CDs for some reason I don't get the same vibe with, but with a record, especially some of the old ones, like you can see the wear and tear on them, but the sound quality is still so high. Versus a CD, the sound quality kind of, I mean, is good, not as good as a vinyl, but you can't really tell that it's old, I don't think. Like, I mean, it has a giant scratch, yes, but you know, it doesn't get like a crackle sound. It doesn't, you don't feel like, oh my gosh, like other people have been listening to this sound, and you know, a different machine but the same music. And I guess the CDs do work the same, but it just doesn't feel as beautiful as that. And my battery is like beeping, and I've probably been talking too long anyways. So thanks for watching me ramble about this new thing that I'm getting into, which is records and record players. Hopefully this all sounds fine. Otherwise, you'll catch a clip of me later when I've been editing, freaking out. So also, sorry that I can't really play much of this, but I don't want to get copyrighted or anything. So maybe you'll get a little bit of staying alive, but that's probably it. Also, plug, literally forgot, this is actually going to be my 100th video that I'm uploading to YouTube. So yes, we did it, fam, we did it. All right, if you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe. This summer has been hectic, but I'm going back to school literally on Sunday, so get ready for a more consistent kind of video content. And yeah, thank you guys again so much for watching, and I'll see you next week. Bye.